morning, friends. I was just doing my morning devotionals and I thought, oh, what a perfect time to film this so I can tell you what I do in the morning to keep myself centered and balanced. First of all, how great is this mug? I got this at a church rummage sale, and if you're a rummage sailor like me, you know that basically it was free. And it's awesome, and it's huge, and I love it. So, we're just going to go over the things I do in the morning. And yes, I have to wear glasses now because I'm old. The Lord is healing my eyes though, and I don't have to wear them every day, and I don't have to wear them all day. So I'm very happy about that. But this is the first book that I read. It's called Grace Looks Amazing on You from Amy Seiffert, who is a Christian leadership pastor speaker, and I love her because she works out and she's beautiful physically, but she's also beautiful inside. But what's really interesting about her is that she and I both had tickets for the same conference, and she had the guts to go, and I chickened out. And she now has a book, and she's a speaker, and I'm not. But here's the thing. To be pigeonholed into the Christian female pastor thing, it turns out was really not really what I wanted to do. So the Lord bless me there, but there is a part of me that's a little jealous of her. So she's like my alter ego. If I could, if I was willing to quit swearing and get more humble, I guess I would be Amy Seifert. I always say her name wrong. This is one that I read every morning called At His Feet. That this is my favorite devotion. As you can see, it's very well used. I've been using this book for probably 15 years. This is a very, very Christian book. Amy's is more about, it is Christian, yes, but it's more about the struggles of life of being a woman and a mom. And she's very humble and talks about her own struggles, which I love because if you know anything about me, I love autobiographies and biographies and people just talking from the heart. And Amy does that. This is more of like a Bible based Christian, like, how good of a Christian are you kind of thing. But I love it. It's really in your face and it really keeps me on track with remembering why I'm doing everything, like the whole point of my existence here. Okay. The next one I read is Melody Beattie, Journey of the Heart, I forgot what it was called. If you're not familiar with Melody Beattie, get familiar with Melody Beattie. She is amazing. And again, she talks of her own struggles. Every book that she has ever written has come out of her own experience. And there's something to be said from that. She is extremely vulnerable in her writing. And this is not Christian, which I love. She does talk about, creation and understanding that there's something bigger than us, but it's not Christian. So for those of you who are not Christian, I would highly, highly recommend this book. I got this book in 2007, so it's right there from my sponsor, and I have read it every year since. Literally, like it's literally. This one is God's Little Devotional Book, and I love it. And you'll see a lot of devotionals in my book that came right out of here. It has just a little quote, and that's probably all backwards. I don't know how film works, but this is all back a quote, and then there's some scripture that backs it up, and then there's a personal story. So this one says, decisions can take you out of God's will, but never out of his reach. And they're not, that's a bad one because they're Christian. How about this one? Diligence is the mother of good fortune. Now this, I actually have written on a card over by my weight bench because I was like, oh my gosh, everybody says, I'm so lucky, I'm so lucky. And it's like, no, I'm not going to get on stage with luck. Okay, I'm going to get on stage with diligence. So I love this. Diligence is the mother of good fortune. And then the scripture that goes with that is the hand of the diligent makes one rich. That's Proverbs 10:4. So even if you're not Christian, if you can find this book, find it because it is, just skip the scripture because these quotes are amazing. And then there's always a story. On a shelf sits a beautiful and expensive carving from the Orient. It's a statue of a lady wearing a tall headdress. And balanced atop the headdress is an intricately carved ball. Inside a seamless sphere, another slightly smaller sphere and equally intricacy. And inside that, still another, and then another, until one can no longer see through the tiny carved holes to see how many more balls there actually are. Several things make this orb truly remarkable. Each of the nestled balls is seamless, completely free from one inside and outside of it, and magnificent in its airy, lacy design. The orb was carved from a single piece of ivory over 100 years ago, before the days of electronic magnifying instruments. Why did the artist carve so many layers and with such precision? The smallest orbs could not be clearly seen by most people, yet each one was finished with as much skill and artistry as was applied to the larger outer ones. The small details of any job may always remain unnoticed and unseen. Like this artist, your excellence in small things can bring you prosperity in this life and make you a legend for future generations to follow. Well, isn't that appropriate? That's what I'm trying to do here. And I'm trying to let you guys in on the journey, but not so much that it's just boring, because there are so many small details to everything I'm doing right now. And I'll get back into some of that meal planning stuff later this week. Okay, so those are the devotionals. I try to read I do read them every day. I try to start my day with that every single day. Um, and then I also have this journal that has turned into an affirmation journal. So I'm just going to randomly turn to one and read it to you guys. I hope it's not too embarrassing. Let's see. Okay. So August 27th, 20. I am strong and I have a ton of courage. And then I thank my body for something. I thank my body for being such a great homestead. I got that idea from a girl on a gratitude list, which I'll do another video about later. But she, at the end of all of her gratitude lists, says, I thank my body for everything she does for me. And I love that. So I started this journal, as you can see, at least 2 years ago, or at least a year ago. I think it was 2 years ago now. And every day I write what I'm grateful for my body for. And that really helps me stay, I guess, connected to the skin suit that I'm existing in right now. So those are some of the devotionals and things. I guess I'll put this in this video too. I also chant, and I have this little sticky note that I have by my devotionals here that says, chant, God is with me, be still and know, mercy, grace, and love. And I've been doing that for about 5 months now, and I have found it to be absolutely life-changing. And again, this is one of the things that Amy Seiffert first talks about. She says to just take a minute and be still and repeat, God is with me. God is with me. And I like to sing. So I was like doing the Amy Seiffert thing of, God is with me. And all of a sudden I began to sing. And then I realized, holy cow, I'm chanting. And I don't know, it just has completely changed my life. And it's 1 minute, 60 seconds. I don't do any of this stuff very long, let me tell you, because there's a lot of it. But anyway, I don't know if that helps or not, but I just need, like I said in my last video, I really need these things to stay centered, or I will get way off balance and become a very unpleasant person to be around. So anyway, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Love you guys.